Hello everybody, it's Jazzy, and today I wanted to shoot you a very quick guide on how to fight the Celestial Scion, which is the final phase of the Lunar endgame boss currently in the beta branch of the game. Now, I posted a guide on this very late last night, and even later, 1 hour from then, Clay dropped a hotfix patching much of this boss's behavior. So, it was doing this thing where it flew back to the center of the arena before it cast its ground slam and electric field. It now no longer does that, so the fight's been simplified in a lot of ways. You can still keep it relatively close to the edge in order to bait the field attacks towards the water to minimize the amount of arena that gets covered in electricity. It does do this thing where if it's within one tile of the edge, it will still cast electricity on that tile closest to the edge. So for that reason, I find it easiest to keep the boss at least one tile away from the edge of land. That way I can very easily maneuver it into doing the slam in exactly the same spot every single time. There was a strategy that involved just tanking the charge with bone armor and standing in one place so that like standing in a corner so that it could always cast the field in that direction. But you can't really do that anymore because that corner tile will now be covered in electricity. But you can see the first phase is pretty basic. You just kind of maneuver it back and forth and you keep it targeting the same area that has electricity. Just overlap those fields. Here's the first supernova attack. We're close enough to the legs, we just run behind it. This is also a good time to heal up and to repair any weapons or armor if needed. But a lot of the phase works pretty much the same as the first half of the fight. It does sometimes do 2 ground slams in a row. Now the second one of these used to be a complete surprise, like no warning. It could either charge or it could ground slam a second time. But as of this update, it now growls before every single slam, so it makes it much easier to choreograph the attack. But you see, I'm just going back to do the same thing, kiting it back and forth. When it growls, I position myself between the boss and the field, and then I run under its legs, let it cast the field to overlap another field. And that just keeps the arena nice and clean. Here comes the second supernova attack. I will say, if you are able to bring any mushy cake to this fight, it does help if you are forced to go into the electric field in order to either attack the boss or to redirect another slam. You can eat mushy cake. It will not slow you down while you're walking in the field. They also nerfed a lot of the attacks from this boss, so standing in the field is much more forgiving now. You don't die quite as quickly, so if you have to, tank damage and heal up, you can totally do that now. But you see, here's a second slam attack, and you see that it growls before both of the attacks, so it gives you plenty of time to move into position to get the boss to slam in the direction that you want it to slam. But yeah, that's basically the fight. It was made a lot simpler as of this update. I honestly was kind of sad to see the charge back to the center go. We had less than 24 hours with this strategy. I wish we had a little bit more time to mess with the mechanics before it got patched. But anyways, that's the fight. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.